And basically what this does is it creates like a peak that their AI thinks they can walk on, but they can't. They slide off of it. But I can walk on it as long as I stay right in the center. Welcome back, everybody, to 7 Days to Die. This is the Insane Nightmare Let's Play series on Alpha 18.2, and I am an old guy gaming. Alright, so we spent the night, actually the late evening of yesterday in-game, and all night, basically strip mining this spot here in the desert. Oil shale mostly, of course, was what we were after, but we also tapped into some lead and even a little bit of iron, too. So, we had, I don't know, about a half a dozen zombies jump on our head last night, so we killed them, of course, jumped with the junk turret's help there. So we are coming away with a total of almost 2 full stacks of oil shale. That's going to last us for quite some time, you know, making gasoline, almost a full stack of sand, a little bit of clay, a diamond, some gold, didn't get any silver this time, and then almost 4 full stacks of stone, almost a full stack of lead, and about 1,258 iron. So nice little haul there. And we also leveled up 2. And that's where we're at. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go back to the base and, you know, drop this stuff off, continue smelting, that sort of thing. This is where we are here, and this is our base. So this is really rough territory coming through here. It's a kind of a pain in the ass to get through here. But anyway, I'm going to go do that. And then once I have all that stuff situated, we will kind of see where we are at that point. I might do a little bit of work on the horde base because we'll have some steel to work with and kind of get that going, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'll see you in just a little bit. Bye. Alright, guys, we are back in the base, and we're going to do a little bit of work on the horde base, and depending upon how our time goes, we might go do some more random looting after that. So I've got 562 forged steel, which basically means we can upgrade 56 blocks in total to steel. I don't know if I showed you this or not, but I did go ahead and add another forge, so that's totally dedicated to stone. This guy is cooking up tons and tons of gasoline. That's 13 full stacks. So 13, basically 130,000 gasoline plus another, you know, 5,000. So we're not going to need gasoline for a very long time. You were working on some first aid bandages, and you're working on a few more 7.62s with the brass that we had. Did we get all the rest of the stuff out of here? No, we got a couple more things to put away there. Let's do that. Medical. We'll keep the little guys in here. We're sporting the big ones now. So yeah, we'll keep that in there, and we'll put the ingots up here. In parts and ingots. I can't talk today. I want to get started on some nades too, but we need iron for that. That'll be the next thing we'll focus on in terms of ingots. After we get everything upgraded to steel the way that we need it to be. Okay, so let's grab building materials. So we're going to grab all the cobble because we're going to make some flagstone. I don't think we'll need any more than that. That we'll wait on the cement. How's our wood? Let's grab the chainsaw. I guess we probably don't need it, but let's grab it anyways. And we've got the claw hammer. We've got the auger. So we're doing pretty good on all that stuff. Let's grab this rebar too. Oh, you know, that's the other thing we might actually need a little bit more of is some rebar. So let's look at a few more of those. And this iron here, let's see how many grenades we can make with that. So let's see, we're gonna need springs. We won't be able to make any more than 34 in total. And we're gonna need gunpowder. So let's open up another stack of gunpowder here. And here, we can do this in here. So we'll make normal grenades, so we can make a total of 17. So yeah, it's really the iron. Well, we're gonna run out of springs too. So I need to have a car wrenching session here at some point. So let's put all that stuff back in there. We'll put the ammunition in here. I'm sorry, the gunpowder there. So we don't have a ton of concrete. I mean, we have a decent amount. We don't have a ton, but that's probably going to be enough to do what I want to do. And now that I think about it, I actually want to make some wet concrete blocks too. So, just trying to think. 24. Let's make 100 of these, because we're going to need those for what I have planned. We're going to make a pyramid around the central column, a steep pyramid, because the zombies do not hit those, nor can they climb on them. Their AI avoids them. So, you know, the whole thing with the arrow slits didn't work out really quite as well as I was hoping it would. So we're going to abandon that plan, and we're going to try to make the central pillar a pyramid. And then the other thing I'm thinking about doing is creating some kind of a ramp structure out here, which would you know, draw them up to me on the upper level. So yeah, so that's kind of some things that I have in mind. But what I want to do first is I want to grab my hammer. Oh, why do I have that murky water with me? And I want to get this whole central pillar upgraded to steel. So let's repair, first of all, what's currently there. That doesn't need to be repaired. And we're going to need to... Oh, shoot, I didn't grab that other rebar, did I? Alright, well, let's just do that much. I'm not worried about filling all this stuff in down here, because the only reason the zombies came down here in the first place is because I had those arrow slit blocks, and, you know, we're just going to patch all this up. So I'm not really too worried about that. I don't know if I'm going to fill in all of this or not here. I suppose we could, but I'm not sure that we really need to. I'm mostly just concerned with the central pillar here. Okay, so let's get this thing upgraded to steel. And we're going to have to wait now for that stuff to cure. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to run back to the house and get that other rebar. Let's hit this level. And that's gonna make this super stout. Super stout. Okay, so I guess we can't really do a whole lot more with what I'm planning until we get all that fixed back up down there, and we need some more rebar. I suppose we could do wood frames and cobble, but then we have to wait for it to cure twice, and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, let me run back to the base and grab that rebar, and I might even need to tap into a little bit more iron too, just so we have enough, because we don't really have a ton. Okay, we're back, and let's put that gasoline in there, the 2 stacks. I should have dropped that nitrate off. Okay, I'm going to drop some of this ammo off here. Whoops. So let's keep a couple stacks with us. I'm going to put that in there too. Oh, we don't need plant fiber. There's a couple things in here I guess I need to take back with us, don't I? Okay, let's just leave all that there for the moment. We'll put the grenades in there too. And we have 48 rebar frames and 50 some odd wet concrete blocks, which we're going to use to make the pyramid structure. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to finish out our column here. Finish patching it up. But we're going to have to wait for all that to cure before we can upgrade it to the steel. Okay. And like I said, I'm not worried about filling the rest of this in. I don't think it's important because they will have no reason to dig down here as long as we don't put the arrow slit blocks back down. And then once we get that upgraded, then we're going to upgrade all of these to steel too, all the way up to the top. And then we'll do the pyramid. I'm not planning on making the pyramid steel because I don't think we're going to need to. We will make it reinforced concrete though, but we just know that even if that was breached, we've got a solid column of steel all the way up, and you know, very, very unlikely that they could take that down. I mean, they could eventually if we didn't maintain it, but as long as we maintain it, I think we're going to be good. Okay, so now next thing, we're going to change our design up a little bit here. You'll notice, well, maybe you'll notice, I don't know. I was going to make this whole outer row here the arrow slit blocks too, but after seeing, you know, how poorly that worked on the last Horde Night, we're changing our plans. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the center of the building here as a place to draw the zombies into us. The only thing is, though, is I'm just wondering if I want. Well, man, I'm not gonna change that now. I was gonna say I wonder if I want to make the gap that I'm gonna use a little bit larger. That's a 3-block gap. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't put this here now, but I just didn't know what my plan was going to be until I changed my mind. Okay, well, let me think here. Let me think about this. We're going to need, we want to do that here or back here. No, I don't want to do it back here. Okay, let's go up here for a bit. For what I have in mind, I think I'm going to enclose this whole area, except for we need a 2-block space. The question I need to ask myself, though, is do we want that, where do we want that space to start at? I'm sort of kind of figuring this out as we go here, guys. That wasn't obvious, right? So let's see here. Let's get this guy out. And we're going to cut through here. All of this, I think we're going to take out. Okay, so rid of that. Okay, I think that's probably a good spot there to start. What I'm kind of hemming and hawing about is if I want to have the gap be in here or outside. And if we do it outside, then I'll probably just end up filling the rest of this in anyway. But if it's in here, we still have the option of occasionally throwing explosives into the corners. Whereas if we have them fall down outside, then basically they're kind of going to be running all over the place. But the span is really close is the problem, though. Man, I wished I wouldn't have put this in now. That's the way it goes, though. You just don't know until you know, right? So, boy. Okay. What we could do, though, is we could still hold it out another block or two back further. And so if we're going to do that, this is all going to have to come down a block anyway. I think. Or is it? No, wait. Not necessarily. Where we're going to put the thing, you know, the little bridge that we want them to cross on, that's going to have to come down. So let's cut this block out here. You'll kind of see what I have in mind here in just a second. Okay. Get rid of that. That's just paper. Okay, this has to go too. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. This is gonna be where they're gonna come through. We can't. This has to work on 2 blocks, not 1, so it's not gonna be right direct in the center. Nothing we can do about that. So we're gonna take these blocks here. We're gonna go into the shape menu and we're gonna set them to the wedge tips. And the first person that I saw do this was actually Crackpot Texas. So I'm not taking credit for this as my own idea. He's the one, you know, other people I'm sure have done it too, but he's the first person I saw do it. And basically what this does is it creates like a peak that their AI thinks they can walk on, but they can't. They slide off of it. But I can walk on it as long as I stay right in the center. So it's this whole idea, and we're going to utilize... Come on, man. What the hell? There we go. We're going to utilize... For goodness sakes. Not paying attention. This same steep pyramid angle for our central support column 2. So yeah, as you can see, I can walk on that, but the zombies will fall down if they attempt to. Is that the right angle? Yeah. The thing, and the reason why I was, you know, when I started looking at this, that I was a little uncertain about doing it is this is a very small gap, and I would be more comfortable if it was a little bit wider than that. So that either means, in order for us to make that work, we're either going to have to extend it out this way a little further, or we're going to have to extend it back this way a little further. And I haven't really, I guess, decided how I want to do that. If we extend it back, the zombies are going to fall down there. And the advantage of having them fall down there is, like I said earlier, then I can still throw explosives at them. Whereas if they fall down more out here, you know, then they're going to be kind of harder to corral. On the other side of that coin, they're going to do less damage, though, to the building, too. But I'm not super worried about that. So, yeah, that probably means... The other thing is that this column's kind of in the way. But we could move this column over to the center of here, since this is our main support column anyway. That's not a big deal. I could get rid of that by just busting two of the blocks. And then what I would do here is I'd have to cut out a section here. And we would want to keep, I'd probably turn these into cages, just so they can't, I mean, very unlikely, but we don't want them, you know, jumping from here over to there. I've seen them do some crazy stuff like that, though, so, you know, wouldn't necessarily put it past them. Okay. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, here again, the other option, though, is instead of messing with any of that, leave that the way it is, and just extend this out this way further. But that means then we got to cut quite a bit out of this wall here, which is not necessarily the best solution in terms of, you know, the overall structural integrity of this base, because it, you know, it's going to weaken the front walls more. So I'm thinking probably cutting back here is going to be, you know, the better bet. And then what we can do is we can create like a little kill zone, like a little gauntlet almost. This is what we're doing on our multiplayer server, and in fact tonight this is irrelevant to you guys because you guys aren't going to see this video for, you know, until about 4 weeks later actually. But tonight on December 23rd on the multiplayer server, we're testing out a design similar to this on the 98th day horde, so it's going to be nasty. It's going to be really nasty, but looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And I might even put that up on my YouTube channel too. Might record it just for the hell of it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I think the thing that I need to do is bring this back more. So this pillar I'm going to take out. I'm going to recreate it here above the central pillar, because this is the dead center of this entire building. Anyway, take this out, and then we're going to cut this back. We're going to turn these into cages so we can still utilize, you know, the corners for explosives and that sort of thing. And then we're going to create like a little gauntlet with a ramp outside for them to have to come through, which we will then later on, you know, put electric fences up and probably some dart traps and stuff like that too. So that's the general idea. Anyway, so let's go back down though before we do anything more with this and see where we're at with this stuff. So is everything cured down there? Because this pillar here is still our saving grace. It's still going to be ultimately our fallback. If the rest of the building if the rest of the building comes down, this thing's not going to come down. As long as we keep it, like I said, keep it maintained. There we go. Yeah, I guess we have a little damage that we have to repair from the last horde, because I didn't have any steel on me at the time. Little spot there, and a little spot there. Okay. And I think we're good. I'm just gonna fill in this area with some reinforced concrete, and zombies will have no reason to dig down. And even if they do, I mean, it could compromise the walls over here, but it's not going to hurt the central pillar. Okay, so let's get that done first. Put this stuff in place. I wonder if I should leave an access down underneath there, if we ever want to use it for something. Well, you know, I can always just break the block again. Now that we have an auger, it's not that big a deal. Okay, so let's see. We're going to need 6, 12, 16. We need at least 160 more steel to get these next two rows. And we have 310 steel. I'm probably going to... I might change up the way the murder holes are working on this too. Okay, so let's take it to there. Okay, how much steel do we have left now? We can do 15 more blocks. So, well, yeah, let's get these repaired first. I'd like to keep, you know, just slowly reinforcing the corners too. Oh, we don't even have any in that corner. A little bit of damage here. Okay, let's get this corner reinforced. And we can do 7 more. I think I'm just going to sit on the rest of that steel. We'll use it for repairs later. All right, good. Good. This is some tough... This is going to be one hell of a tough pillar. Now, let's do our little pyramid scheme here. And the idea behind the pyramid, again, is that the zombies will not... They can't walk on it, and they won't mess with it. They won't try and break it. At least not deliberately. So we want it, but I want it to be at least 3 high too. So let me do a little bit of measuring here. So if we put that out there, I suppose it'll be 3 high if we do it this way. We're going to have to put that on. What if we do on face? No, that's the wrong way. That's the right way. So that would be 3 high if we did that. And that should be enough, actually. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. No, you're going the wrong way, man. Okay. And then we want to get, which one is it? This one. So I'm only expecting these to take, you know, some splash damage from cop spit and maybe, you know, demolisher explosions, that sort of thing. And, you know, the demolisher explosions could be significant, of course. Well, we'll see how it does as reinforced concrete. And if it gets the bejeebus torn out of it in the next Horde Night, then we might have to consider making this steel as well. Okay, let's go back to these wedge tips. I think we just put a normal in there, right? Yeah. Yeah, so let's put a normal block in that corner. Yeah, I've seen a few different people use this steep pyramid design, and my guess is, I don't know, Fun Pimps might see this as a bug or even an exploit maybe, and fix it at some point, but we're going to go ahead and take advantage of it while we can at this point in time. And actually it kind of makes sense, because that should be even too steep for us to run up. But as you can see, the player can run up it, but the zombies cannot. So if they ever do decide to quote unquote fix it, what I would like to see them do is make it so the player can't run on it either, and continue to make it so the zombies can't run on it. However, the zombies should be able to hit it though. And I think it probably has something to do with the fact that, you know, they're standing right on the edge, you know, edge of here, and, you know, they can only reach like one block out. So I would think, you know, based upon that, crawlers and maybe spiders could hit the bottom row. I don't know, maybe they can, but this one is like technically out of their reach. So that's probably what's going on with that. Oh, we're gonna have to make some more blocks. Okay. So we're gonna need a total of 12 more to finish this out. So we're gonna need 3 per side. All right, I'll have to go make those at the base. So we want this guy to go here. Can we do a copy rotation? What about an on face? No, that doesn't seem to do it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I gotta make some more blocks anyways before we can finish that out. So one of the things that this changes for over here, though, is it means our murder holes are not going to be effective because we're not going to be right over the top of them. However, I wonder if we should leave those there anyway in case they do happen to, you know, bust through and get, you know, to the side of the column. We still need a way to combat them. So I don't think I'm going to change those. I'm going to keep those the way that they are. But what we could do is we could do some more, you know, murder holes out this way. So if they're kind of running along here, we could still shoot at them and stuff. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I'm not exactly sure how I want to handle that. So we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, guys. Well, I think what we'll do is I'm going to wrap up this episode, but you get the general idea of, you know, at least the start of the idea anyways of what's going to happen. So I'm going to carve out a section here so we have a longer span. That's just too close because zombies, you know, any zombie could actually jump that span. I don't think they will, but they could. And I have seen it to where, you know, if they are coming straight at you and they're lined up just right, they actually can get quite a ways across the pyramid before they fall down. So that's another consideration as well. So I'm going to cut this out, make the span longer. I'm not exactly sure how much longer, but I will make it longer. That pillar right there, we're going to take out and move it so that it's above the central support pillar here. I'm going to go back to the base, make more wet concrete to finish those blocks out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come out here and we're going to build a ramp structure that goes up there so that the zombies will path up to us and basically get them kind of in a kill zone, or we can, you know, get better, more efficient headshots, you know, during Horde Night. I don't know if I'll get far enough along to where we'll also implement electric fences and dart traps and that sort of thing for the next Horde Night, but that is definitely going to be a part of the plan too. So we'll just have to kind of see, you know, how things go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We should fix that. That looks terrible. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.